Hacking had begun as the playful exploration of the phone network, but this was all about to change with the invention of the personal computer, a revolution in technology inspired by the hackers themselves. Key to the whole revolution was a young engineering student called Steve Wozniak, whose world had been turned upside down by the Esquire article on blue boxing.
It was the most amazing article I'd ever read. It was about engineers and technical people like myself outsmarting phone companies and setting up networks that nobody imagined existed.
Wozniak was so enthused by the article that he set about building his own blue box.
At first, I was just sticking some chips of my own design into a little blank board and soldering wires onto them. So when I got the blue box built, some of the tones were right and some were wrong. So we started looking for Captain Crunch.
After his cover had been blown by Esquire, John Draper was trying to keep a low profile. He'd even stopped his occasional appearances on local pirate radio.
Everyone said John Draper was Captain Crunch. So we put a call into the radio station. We asked for John Draper to call us. And they said, oh, he dropped out of sight right after the Esquire article. And we knew we had the right one. 10 minutes later, the phone rang.
I said, oh, my God, this is bad news.
It was him, and he said he'd come up to Berkeley to meet us in the dorm. And I felt like, like if you were bringing the president home.
I kind of walked into this thing not really knowing what was going on. And Woz wanted me to show him how to use the blue box. He just built it.
This guy was supposed to be, in my mind, so suave with the girls. And when he showed up at the door, he didn't quite fit the image I had in my head. But he said, I am he, Captain Crunch.
And I says, look, you guys, I really don't think I want to do this. He said, it's cool, it's cool.
God, I felt like a hero.
I said, well, I guess it'll be okay, because I'm in a dorm, and it'd be pretty hard to track any one person making this call. And Woz says, can we call the Pope? I said, I guess so. So I got the number to the Vatican, and we called the Vatican, and we asked for the Pope. And he said, well, the Pope's not available right now. It's like 4 in the morning.
Started learning codes that night from John Draper and from other people, and techniques to use in talking operators into things, and started practicing on my own over the weeks and seeing what I couldn't accomplish. And I think I was kind of scared that I could get caught.
A couple of weeks later, Wozniak's car broke down. Luckily, he and his college buddy Steve Jobs happened to have their blue box with them.
We'll try to make a blue box call back to our friends in Berkeley because they can drive us home. And Steve made the blue box call, and the operator came on the line, and he hung up all scared. And he made the call again, and she came on the line, and he hung up. He was just scared, and a cop showed up.
He was inside the phone with a box in his hand.
Oh, my God. The cop probably thought we were like druggies because I had long hair. Steve managed to pass me the blue box, and I got it in my coat pocket. And said, what's this? Well, if you push the buttons, they all made tones. So I said, it's an electronic music synthesizer.
The cop says, sounds out of tune to me.
He says, what's the orange button for? That's the one you see phone lines with. So Steve said, that's for calibration.
He said, well, it needs calibrating.
This is scary. We knew we were caught. They got us in their car, 2 cops in the front seat, Steve and I in the back. And the cop in the passenger seat turned around.
And the cop hands it back to Woz and says, a guy by the name of Moog beat you to it.
The Moog synthesizer.